Okay, so welcome everyone to your evening meditation. So just giving yourself the next half an hour time out, going somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed for the next half an hour, putting your phone on mute or silent, sitting comfortably in your favorite meditation posture. So you could sit cross-legged on the floor, you could sit in lotus or half lotus if you're familiar with those postures, but if you're sitting on a chair, just sit comfortably, so feet shoulder width apart, back reasonably straight. Cup your hands in your lap, close your eyes, and start off by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. So you push the belly out, and as you do that, just pull the sphincter muscle up and in. So that's just an energy lock. It contracts the energy, and it blocks the energy from flowing out, and it creates a kind of pumping action. So this life energy in base of your spine, called Kundalini energy, rises up as you breathe in. So filling up the lower stomach, pushing the belly button out. Second phase of the breath into the heart center. Feel a nice warm tingling feeling rising up, like the cresting of a wave in the ocean. This energy rising up with the breath into the upper chest and the head. So you pause at the top of the inhale. Hold the breath briefly. And just do a little check-in. So noticing any thoughts and emotions going on for you, especially anything negative. So notice how the thought feels, the emotional tone. Does it feel nice and happy and open and expansive? Was there a kind of a darkness, contraction, an unpleasant energy? And notice how that feels in your body. So usually these things will show up somewhere in the body, whether it's just an uncomfortable knotted feeling in your stomach, tightness in your chest, tension in your neck and shoulders, clenching of your jaw, to the extreme of sweaty palms, nausea, panic attacks. Just notice wherever you are on that spectrum. Now you're just going to let it all go with the breath. So exhale out. Just blow all of this negative mental and emotional energy out. Imagine it's like a black smoke leaving your mouth. Just releasing, exhaling. And you pull the lower stomach into the spine. Expel the last remaining air out. Track the lower stomach in. Blow it all out. Find some stillness, some peace. At the bottom of the exhale. Smile. Just because you can be aware. You're alive, you're aware. You can be aware of a transcendent state of mind, a place, if you call it that, a state of mind. It's beyond fear, beyond any negativity. So breathing in again, and the stomach pushes out. Let's do a little contraction of the sphincter muscle. It's the muscle used to contract the flow of urine or squeeze the last bit out. So you squeeze that up. You lock the energy in, you pump it up the spine into the heart center with the second phase of the breath. And smoothly into the head, coming into the crown of your head. So you pause at the top of the inhale. Just find some stillness. Smile. For no other reason than that you're alive, you're aware right now of a peace and a joy, a happiness that transcends the world. And then you exhale. As you exhale, make a little sighing sound on the back of your throat. So it's as though you're fogging sunglasses. But you keep your mouth closed. Air flows out of the nostrils, the chest and the stomach. Suck back in. And you come to rest again at the bottom of the exhale. Just really pay attention to the peace, stillness that arises in these gaps between breaths and the gaps between my words. Ultimately, all these words and all the breathing, all spiritual practices are just pointing you into the gap, into the formless dimension, beyond words, beyond sense perceptions, beyond the world. So breathing in again, and just step back and watch the breath as you do this. So set the breath in motion, just watch these subtle sensations of the breath, like the air flowing into the nostrils, the stomach rising, the chest rising. Life energy rising up like the cresting of a wave. It crests in your crown. Pause briefly, smile, connect with the stillness. And then you exhale. Just making a little sighing sound on the back of your throat. It's like the sighing of the ocean back in, wave back into the ocean. And so you feel that energy that you've raised up into the crown just subsiding down the front channel of your body, coming to rest in the stomach. Like the wave just subsiding back into the ocean, and then the wave sucks back in and the cycle repeats itself. So just watch this endless cycle of the breath and allow the watching, the observing, just to take you into a deeper state of mind, a place of peaceful observation, a place in which you realize that you're not a body, you're not the breath, you're not the body, you're not the body's sense perceptions. None of it matters. You have a different vision of the world, different perception of the world. So as you keep watching your breath, just letting the breath keep your mind nice and calm and empty and open, but aware. Just listen to these words. I'm going to read a preliminary section to this series of 10 workbook lessons we're on. And what is the real world? From A Course in Miracles. And just let these words, these ideas just drop in, just permeate in to your awareness. So you don't have to consciously try and understand them, analyze them, evaluate them, judge them, resist them. Just put all that aside. All you have to do is watch your breath. Be still, be calm, and allow the words just to drop into the still calm lake of your mind, like pebbles in a pond, in the lake, just plopping in. And because your mind is so still, the ripple effects are going to be very noticeable. Ripple effects are going to reverberate all the way into your subconscious mind, which is where they need it to undo the default program, default operating system of separation that, of course, caused the ego. So just keep breathing, stepping back, watching your breath, keeping your mind nice and calm and empty, open but aware. And I'll remind you to do that every so often as you listen to these profound words in answer to the question, what is the real world? So let's hear what Jesus has to say in answer to this question. The real world is a symbol, like the rest of what perception offers. Yet it stands for what is opposite to what you made. The world is seen through eyes of fear and brings the witnesses of terror to your mind. The real world cannot be perceived except through eyes forgiveness blesses. So they see a world where terror is impossible and witnesses to fear cannot be found. Just pause, keep watching your breath. So you're breathing in this nice, deep, slow, rhythmical pattern, and you're just watching subtle sensations of the breath. Just keep your mind very present. In the present moment, it's where you find the truth. If you notice any thoughts coming in to distract you, thoughts about the past, thoughts about the future are inevitably distracting, sometimes distressing and disturbing as well. So just let them go by returning all your attention to the breath. And you just keep your mind very nice and calm, clear, open, but aware as you listen. Let these words just permeate into your deeper awareness, your subconscious, to start undoing some of the default program of separation that we've all believed in order to come into a body and a world based on the idea of separation. So as you keep watching your breath, just listen to these words. Let's continue with a short section. So the real world holds a counterpart for each unhappy thought reflected in your world. A sure correction for the sights of fear and sounds of battle which your world contains. The real world shows a world seen differently, through quiet eyes, and with a mind at peace. Nothing but rest is there. There are no cries of pain and sorrow heard, for nothing there remains outside forgiveness, and the sights are gentle. Only happy sights and sounds can reach the mind that has forgiven itself. What need has such a mind for thoughts of death, attack, and murder? What can it perceive surrounding it but safety, love, and joy? What is there it would choose to be condemned? And what is there that it would judge against? The world it sees arises from a mind at peace within itself. No danger lurks in anything it sees, for it is kind, and only kindness does it look upon. So just pause, reflect on that. Only way to be kind. Almost every spiritual tradition and teaching, one of the central behaviors that encourages is kindness. Kindness comes from a changed perception. When you have a perception of the world as peaceful, you don't see attack and fear, hatred, anger, all negativities seem to be there, then no danger lurks in it, in any of it, and it is kind, and only kindness does it look upon. This is the enlightened state. This is where we're all heading, why we practice, why we meditate. So just keep breathing. And this nice, happy, calm, kind energy just coming over you. You don't have to try, think it or create it. It's just there. You just have to allow it to feel itself through you. So keep watching your breath and listening to the last couple of paragraphs on this section. So the real world is the symbol that the dream of sin and guilt is over, and God's Son no longer sleeps. His waking eyes perceive the sure reflection of his Father's love, the certain promise that he is redeemed. The real world signifies the end of time, which perception makes time purposeless. The Holy Spirit has no need of time when it has served his purpose. Now we wait but that one instant more for God to take his final step. Love to take its final step, if you prefer using the word love to God. Means exactly the same thing. And so time has disappeared, taking perception with it as it goes, and leaving but the truth to be itself. That instant is our goal, for it contains the memory of God, the memory of love itself. And as we look upon a world forgiven, it is he who calls to us and comes to take us home, reminding us of our identity, which our forgiveness has restored to us. And so just pausing, breathing, reflecting on this profound section. Hopefully it's brought you a sense of peace. It's not so much the intellectual understanding, it's the experience of peace that these meditations bring. So let's move on to lesson 294. Today's workbook lesson. So to prepare yourself, take a nice deep breath in. Breathing in, the stomach rises, the chest rises, just contract the sphincter muscle. Moving into the heart center, feeling the life energy rising up like a wave in the ocean. Resting in the head, you freeze frame the wave, pause. And in the stillness, just say, my body is a wholly neutral thing. It's today's idea. My body is a wholly neutral thing. Scan your body. Maybe you noticed it's really how you perceive your body. Body itself cannot think. It seems to have some kind of intelligence that talking about is perception of your body, the attitude towards your body. And we think we are a body, and the body needs to be defended and protected, and its needs need to be met. Then it's not a wholly neutral thing. It's going to have the power to hurt us. So exhale. Just be willing to release some of that attachment, some of your bodily identity. Just a willingness to consider something else. Blow that old idea out with the breath. Pull the lower stomach into the spine. And breathing in again. Turning to this nice, deep, slow, rhythmical pattern. Breathing in, stomach rises, chest rises. Notice the subtle flow of air into the nostrils. Pause at the top of the inhale. And then you exhale, sigh it all out. And chest and stomach go. Pausing again at the bottom of the exhale. So just breathing in that nice deep rhythmical pattern, keeping your mind nice and still, calm, empty, open, but aware as you listen to this short commentary on today's lesson. So I'm a son of God, or I'm an extension of love, if you prefer that language, means exactly the same thing. And can I be another thing as well? Did God or love create the mortal and corruptible? What use is God's beloved Son, love's beloved extension, for what must die? And yet a neutral thing does not see death, for thoughts of fear are not invested there, nor is a mockery of love bestowed upon it. Its neutrality protects it while it has a use, and afterwards, without a purpose, it is laid aside. It is not sick, nor old, nor hurt, and is but functionless, unneeded, and cast off. Let me not see it more than this today. Of service for a while and fit to serve, to keep its usefulness while it can serve, and then to be replaced for greater good. So just pause and reflect on that. Jesus is really saying the body is just a vehicle, it's an instrument or a tool that can be quite useful. In our awakening, it helps us learn the lessons we need to learn, gives us experiences in this world we can learn from, we can practice forgiveness on. But ultimately, it's functionless, it's unneeded and cast off. So we lay the body aside and we simply don't need it anymore. That, in the world's terms, is called death. But in the Course's terms, that's called resurrection. Lay the body aside and your mind is once again one with its source. The body and the separate identity that the body was made to protect is no longer needed. So just with this prayer, invite this transcendent presence in. And then we'll have a minute's silence. So my body, Father, cannot be your son. And what is not created cannot be sinful nor sinless, neither good nor bad. Let me then use this dream to help your plan, that we awaken from all dreams we made. And with that invitation, just sink in to this peace and the stillness, this transcendent place, beyond the body, beyond sense perceptions, beyond all of your ideas of yourself as a body. Just let yourself go there for the next minute of silence. And so just gently coming back into an awareness of body through the breath. On the count of 3, you can open your eyes. So 1, just breathing in, noticing the stomach rise, chest rise, a subtle flow of air into the nostrils. This life energy rising up, cresting a wave from the lower stomach up the spine, cresting in the crown of your head. Pause. Top of the inhale. Connect with the peace and the stillness. Remind yourself that your body is a wholly neutral thing. My body is a wholly neutral thing. Only my mind has reality. My mind gives the body all the apparent reality and meaning it has. And then exhale. As you exhale, just feeling that energy subsiding back down, like a wave subsiding back into the ocean. The air flows out of the nostrils, chest and the stomach suck back in. And you just pause at the bottom of the exhale. So that's 1, 2, just noticing all of your body senses. What are you feeling with your hands? Touching. Maybe there's a subtle flow of hair on your skin. Feel the weight of the body pressing down into the chair, feet touching the ground. Notice what you're tasting, smelling. These subtle sensations you don't normally notice, just pay attention to them. What this does is it brings your mind into present moment awareness. Even though you're coming back into sense perception, the mind is still very present and very calm, very rooted in this transcendent state beyond the body, even though you're coming back into bodily awareness, your awareness of your sense perceptions. Notice what you're hearing as well. So subtle sounds in your environment, that might be the ticking of a clock, the whirring of your computer fan. Any sounds in the environment, hissing of a heater, got that going on behind me. Just noticing how peaceful it is when you perceive from this very still, neutral place. There's no interpretation, no judgment of anything. You just allow it to be as it is. Problems come in when we take our sense perceptions and then the mind starts to weave stories and create all kinds of stories around those sense perceptions. And those stories reinforce a false sense of self, which is inevitably attached to the body. And that false sense of self is the ego. What we're trying to do here is undo that and go into a transcendent part of our mind that knows we're not a body. The body is just a temporary vehicle for an experience, and how we interpret the body and the experience is up to us. We can change our mind about it and perceive it from the Holy Spirit's perspective of oneness. And everything's an opportunity to remember oneness, to realize love, to express and extend love, rather than to judge and fear and hate and attack, which of course is the ego's interpretation and outcome. So 3, just open your eyes and look around, take 30 seconds, just scan the room, just noticing whatever you happen to notice. Various objects, let your eyes rest on them for a second or 2, and then very casually just move around, move to something else. And don't name anything, don't have to label it, judge it, interpret it. Just have no thought about any of it. You just observe. Allow it to be as it is. So to stay connected to this nice, peaceful, calm state, just use the recording that I sent you a little bit earlier if you're on the WhatsApp group. So it's a 4-minute breath break that you can use ideally every hour this evening, but use it whenever you can. I mean, in response to anything that disturbs your peace in any way. And that should help you stay in a very calm, connected and flowing state. Have a very peaceful evening, which is what I wish for you. So thank you for listening. Just to look ahead to tomorrow, we've got a meditation happening tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. same time, and 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Those are South African times. If you're in the UK, 12:30 and 5 p.m. British Summer Time. So do join me then. If you're on YouTube and you'd like to be notified about these live streams, just subscribe. As soon as I go live, you'll be notified that I'm live, and you can listen in. Or if you'd like to join the afternoon sessions, go to freemeditations.online, and you can find out more and register there. Get the access details to Zoom. So thank you for listening, and wish you a peaceful evening. Namaste.
Thank you very much. What is it that I sent you that you were thanking